how do you want me to introduce you?
You could just say like that I'm Dan Goswick, RetroTech Dan on Discord. That
Okay.
kind of thing.
Our
Yeah.
friend Dan Goswick, aka RetroTech Dan.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to One on One with Stella N0va here on CityXen. Today with me is Dan Goswick, aka RetroTech Dan, and we are going to have a chat about all kinds of things today. Thank you, Dan, for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Me. Yeah, thank you for having me.
So you are a member of the Atlanta Historic Computer Society.
Yes.
And that's how we know you, as well as several other folks.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I actually met Seth or Deadline.
Our names aren't secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Through at the VCF a couple years ago, like 4 years ago, I think it was. But I was already a subscriber to the channel before that, before I ever met him. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And in fact, I joked about something that they were going to do some kind of a computer thing up in Alpharetta or something like that. But it turned out, and so I sent a message like, oh, I'd like to go there, or no, I think maybe it was Dawsonville. It was somewhere that was going to be close to me. I think it was Dawsonville. Anyway, and then he wrote back and he's like, oh no, that was just a joke thing. We weren't really going to meet there.
Oh man, how disappointing.
So, yeah. So, but I didn't know that. At the time, that was but something that me and Seth laugh about now.
You have your own YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
Do you make videos on your YouTube channel?
I have in the past. I was all gung ho. I was like, I'm gonna do repair videos, and so I put like one out there and realized how hard it was. And then I'm like, this is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I have all the I bought all the things I need to do it, and I paid for the editing software and everything. So, and then I've done some shorter ones I've put out there, but not a lot. And I want to do more. I keep getting pressure from people to do more. I mean, I have content. See, the thing is doing repairs. Sometimes it takes a lot of time, and the more time you record, the more media you have to go through, the longer it's going to take to edit.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Editing is hard.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard. So I want to fix the stuff and not worry about the video stuff at the same time. So I got to figure out how to do that, more efficiently, because I'm fixing stuff for people sometimes, and they want their stuff back.
Right.
If I'm taking longer because I'm having to deal with videos and filming and that kind of thing,
mm-hmm.
then and I get off track, and my brain's not thinking about what I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to work on video stuff, and it's like, people do it, so there's a way to do it. I just got to figure that out for myself.
CityXen.
Yeah.
I started out as a kid with my first computer, the VIC-20, and I learned how to program in BASIC on it, and I even got into some assembly on it. And at some point, I got just so curious that I took the screws out and opened it up, and I'm like, well, okay, I've got the programming. I figured that all out. Of course, I didn't really as a kid, right? It's 13 years old, 14 maybe, I don't know. I didn't really have all the programming figured out, but I thought I did. And I guess I was kind of bored with it, and I wanted to explore more. And so I opened it up. I'm like, how does all that work though? What does all these things inside do? And the electronics were just fascinating to me. I ended up, and I noticed that some of the chips were in sockets. Of course, I didn't know what that was. I just noticed that looks like these can come out somehow. And I ended up pulling one of them out, and which I was like, okay, that's cool. But this is my first time in my life I've ever pulled a chip out and put one in. So when I put it back in, I actually broke one of the pins.
Oh no.
And so I was distraught, because now my new computer, this is back in '83, and didn't have money to go buy a new computer, and this was my world, and it's broke, no working, it's not working anymore. So, but I ended up thinking about it, and there was, you could see a little piece of the metal sticking out of the side of the CPU package, or CPU package, the chip package. I ended up getting a paper clip and cutting it and forcing it into the socket hole where that one was missing. And I put the chip in, and it made contact with it, and that fixed it. And it worked for the rest of the time I used that computer. And then when I pulled it back out of the box back in probably maybe 8 years ago, I actually fixed it permanently. I fixed that. It still worked. It still had it in there, but I ended up replacing the ROM with the working ROM. But yeah, that was scary at the time. So anyway, that's how I kind of got into electronics. Is wanted to know what that did, and I started going to Radio Shack and buying some kits, and just started to buy parts, to buy breadboards, and they had these books that I had that they made. I can't remember the guy's name that made those. I still got them, but they were like little tutorial books that showed you how just basic, very fundamental electronics.
Right.
So
that was your first computer, and you still have it?
Yes.
Wow.
CityXen.
So when did you get into actually fixing the machines for other folks?
So when I was in the Air Force, I did I calibrated and repaired test equipment. So I learned how to repair things and learn electronics through that. Even though I had done it as a hobby, even like I described earlier, when I took my VIC-20 apart, I was curious about electronics and did a lot of things from Radio Shack, and I went to college for electronic engineering. So I didn't finish, but I didn't finish that degree, but I did go for electronic engineering for a little bit. But yeah, so I went to the Air Force and learned electronics there, and I got out and I worked for GE doing electronics, and then I got into IT. So I was like, I'm doing IT. But I've always, I always had that ability to fix stuff, so whenever I needed to fix things, I would fix stuff. But and I always wanted to have another workbench, like an electronics workbench, and I guess what happened was when I got back into, I got this itch, I just got this is probably about, I would say about 8 or 9 years ago. I just was very interested for some reason all of a sudden in my old computers again, and part of maybe because at the time we had moved, and so I had gone through. I was like, oh, here's my VIC-20. Oh, here's my Amiga 500. Oh, here's my Amiga 1200. And I was like, I wonder if they still work. And this is kind of be cool just to turn it on and see if they boot up, And VIC-20 turned it on and it worked. And I'm like, wow, can't believe I use this thing. And then it got me thinking about my Commodore 64. And I was like, you know what? I want another Commodore 64. So I went on eBay. And I'm like, I'm going to bid on a Commodore 64, and I was not involved in any of the retro computing stuff with anybody. I wasn't in a club or nothing. I was all by myself. I didn't know what was out there. I didn't know there was even a community. So I just got this Commodore 64 from eBay. Got it, and I was excited. I got it. I turned it on. It didn't work.
Oh no!
It's black screen. And I was going to send it back, and I was feeling really bad about it. But then I thought, I know how to fix electronics. I said, I wonder if this is old. This is from the 80s. I imagine I probably could fix this thing. And so I started, I realized, I got on YouTube and I realized there were people that were fixing computers and Commodores and stuff. And I realized there was a huge community out there. And I ended up buying a dead test or it was a diagnostic / dead test cartridge from eBay. And then I learned how to use it and used it. It showed me that I had bad RAM. That's what it told me. So I ordered RAM and I replaced the RAM and it fixed it. And I'm like, wow, okay,
Nice.
cool, yeah. So then I thought, um, well, that's pretty neat. Then I started getting involved, and I met people, and I started getting computers, collecting other computers, and a lot of times they didn't work. So I started fixing those, and I got to this point where I was like, well, bring it on. Let me keep fixing them, And
Right.
so, and then people, had people start asking me, like friends, to fix some of their stuff, because like, oh, you fix stuff, because I would tell them, yeah, I was able to fix that. And then just word got out that I fixed stuff, and so people started asking me, and I said sure. And but I do get backlogged, and sometimes things take way longer than they should, and I feel bad about that. But life gets in the way, because sometimes work is very busy.
Right. Well, it's kind of a side hustle for you, a bit,
It is.
just
I
out
mean,
of the
I don't.
goodness of your heart, kind of thing.
It is. Yeah, I don't make any money off of it. I mean, I do charge something just because I'm not going to do it for free, but
Right.
I'm very cheap, and I I couldn't make a living off of it. I wouldn't even try doing that.
Mm.
Yeah, and as long as I have people pay for a little bit of my time, and then just the parts and shipping. That's really what I do. But so it's just why I got to be careful, because I get backed up on stuff, because I'll say yeah I'll fix it, yeah. And
Right.
sometimes it's more difficult, or takes a lot longer than I thought it might. And I like challenges, and that's why I decided that, hey, maybe, well, like, started watching Adrian's Digital Basement, and in fact, before his channel blew up, I started talking to him, and we kind of connected then.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of became friends through email, and then we finally got to meet each other in person at one of the events, the VCF events. But I was like, I'd like to do that kind of thing, and he kept telling me I should, and so I did. I got the one video out there.
So Adrian encouraged you, and you put out one video and then stopped.
Pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was a lot of work.
It is, yeah. It's a lot of work to do videos and edit and all that stuff. It really is.
Yeah.
Do you have a unicorn machine that you just super duper want?
So it's a unicorn machine that I would want.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be cool to have a Coleco Atom. Those are terrible computers, but I think because I as a kid, I helped a neighbor set up one, and they're just kind of, I guess, because they were just so bad. They're kind of unicorn, in that sense.
Right. Yeah.
I think the other one maybe would be a Next. Would be a cool one to have. And then I know there are people that I know that have them, but and I've seen them before, but it'd be cool to play with. But yeah, that's
CityXen.
Are you a gamer as well? Did you have video game systems when you were young, or just computers?
Yeah, no, I had my first one was the Atari 2600.
Me too.
The VCS. My favorite game on there is Pitfall. I really like River Raid as well. Activision made some really good games. And once I had my VIC 20 and I learned to program on it and do things on it, and then I learned to open it up and play with electronics in it, I opened up my Atari 2600 because I thought, oh, the electronics in that, cool, let's look at that. And I started poking, and the thing is, I didn't care about the Atari 2600 anymore because I had my computer, right?
Oh.
And so I started poking around, and I ended up shorting it out, and it stopped working.
Oh no.
And I was like, I don't care. At the time, I didn't care. It's like, that's old technology. The Atari piece of crap, whatever,
Right.
But I have fixed those, and not that one, but I've got multiple. I have multiples here now, and that I've fixed and modified, so that you have to use the channel 3, channel 4 thing, or you can cook it directly in with AV connectors or cables. So do the AV mod on them to make it look better. But yeah, I do like I like consoles. I had the Atari 2600, then I got my VIC-20, and then I just stayed with computers, Commodore 64, Amiga 500, Amiga 1200, and PC. And it wasn't until, well, it would have been the mid 90s, I got my next console after the Atari 2600, which was the Nintendo 64. So it was a big gap of consoles.
Yeah, that's quite a gap.
Yeah, because I was doing a lot of my gaming on my Amiga. The Amiga had great games. I never had a GameCube, but I did get a Wii. I stood in line to get the Wii. I actually stayed overnight at a Target outside with my daughter. We camped outside to get the Wii the next morning.
That's awesome.
I did the same thing with my Xbox 360. I camped out, get one of those. So yeah, Xbox. I've had Xbox 360, Xbox One, the Wii, and then the Switch, and now I have a Switch 2 as well. And I do have a MetaQuest data headset, VR headset.
Out of those, what's your favorite?
I mean, 64 is fun. I like a lot of games on there. But the thing is, I can play a lot of those games on my Switch as well.
Yep.
Yeah. And I do. My Xbox One, honestly, I use that for playing Rock Band.
I love Rock Band.
Yeah, so I have a whole Rock Band set up.
Oh, man. I want to come to your house and play Rock Band.
Come to my house and play Rock Band. You guys
That is so
absolutely.
much fun.
Yeah, in fact, there's a new company that's making new peripherals. So I've actually got 2 of their new guitars recently in the last couple months.
Really?
And they're coming out with new drums, which I'm waiting on. Yeah.
What?
So
Do you have all the
yeah.
different rock bands that have all the cool songs and all the different songs on them?
So, yeah, as time, I got the first Rock Band, second, third, and I got a whole bunch of like a Lego Rock Band, and I had.
Oh God, I love Lego Rock Band. I'm like
yeah.
the same about Rock Band. I had
So
everything.
They allowed you to take the songs from one and import it in so that you could play it on the other ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that over the years, and so I have all the songs from all those rock bands, plus all the songs over the years that I've purchased from the store. I mean, I have like over 800, close to 900, maybe, no, it's probably close to 800 songs. Yeah, it's over 800 songs. But, and they're starting, the store shut down. Well, it didn't shut down. They stopped adding stuff to the store a couple years ago. And now they're starting to pull things from the store. So, but if you get it, you have it, right? So I've been going through my wish list and buying stuff before it disappears.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, now there are people that they have like they'll take an Xbox 360 and like I play Rock Band 4. There are people that take an Xbox 360 and they get Rock Band. They have Rock Band 3, and they've hacked it so that they just have all the songs and everything. You know, in fact, at Southern Fried Gaming, I don't know if you know this. You guys probably you don't stay, but on Friday night and Saturday night at 10 p.m. until like 1 a.m. there's a room that's got this big huge Rock Band set up.
I've seen that.
Yeah, people go and we play it. Yeah, that at night. It's really a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I used to play competitive Rock Band. Like go on the thing and like put your band up there and play competitive. Oh, wow. Yeah,
okay.
I was super duper into it. Yeah. Right, my band was called Shatner's Toupee, and then my other one was called Wizard Sleeve.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Now the Switch was, the Switch 2 really is just a more advanced Switch, and you can, but most of my other like modern games, that's where they all are. So most gaming I'll do on the Switch. I don't do a lot of PC gaming, mainly because I don't really have a PC to game on.
So we talked about your first computer. Tell me about your second computer that you got rid of.
So that was a Commodore 64.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. Well, so and in fact, it didn't take long to get the Commodore 64 from the VIC-20. So I got the VIC-20 for Christmas, and then I had no way to store any data or anything on it, right? Couldn't save programs or anything like that. So my birthday is in April. So when April rolled around right after that Christmas, I asked for a cassette tape recorder, so I could record or save my programs on tape. And so for that 4 months, I just had to like leave the computer on if I wanted to keep a program running that I had typed in from a magazine or something. Spent hours on, and then once I turned the computer off, that program was gone forever until I typed it in again. So I was really happy to get that tape drive. And then what's crazy is the next Christmas, I asked for a floppy drive because the tape drive was I was tired of waiting so long for my programs to load. I was a busy little 13-year-old, so
You had things to do.
that's right. I had programs to write and things to do. I was moving and shaking, but so I did get a floppy drive for Christmas that year, and then once again when April rolled around. My birthday, I decided then I wanted a Commodore 64. Well, I didn't think I would get one actually. I just wished for it, and I was surprised that I got one. But
All right.
yeah. Oh, and then I guess in the summertime between the cassette and the floppy drive, I got my first modem.
Oh, wow.
So I had a VEC modem, and that was pretty early on in those days. So I was on CompuServe and Dow Jones, and I didn't know anything about BBSs, but eventually I figured it out. I had friends at school and stuff would talk about it, and especially when we got into this Commodore 64 scene. But yeah, all of my friends at school had Commodore 64s. I think that's probably the reason I really pushed for it. So I felt like I was left out,
Right.
And it was just a way better machine. And that got me through high school, and got a printer, and I did word processing, and I did all that kind of stuff on my Commodore 64. I never used a typewriter. When you got to high school, they were like, "Oh, you got to type your paper or whatever." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll do it on my word processor and my printer, so my dot matrix printer." But yeah, and then that got me through high school, and I had that Commodore 64, and a big collection of software and all the peripherals with it and everything. That I took that with me to. Well, I had it when I was in college for a little bit, and then I ended up going into the Air Force, and I took it with me to the Air Force. And then when I said I no longer have my second computers because I sold all of it to buy an Amiga 500.
Ooh, do you still have that?
I do still have that.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, and then later on I got an Amiga 1200, which I also still have. But those are all my computers that were non-PC computers. And then after that, I finally broke down and got a regular Intel PC.
How disappointing.
It was disappointing. It wasn't as fun. It just wasn't as fun.
No.
No.
So, wow.
It just worked. Yeah. Yeah.
So you've kept all your machines that you've all of them, or
except for the 64. Yeah, except for the Commodore 64.
wow.
I mean the PCs later. No, I didn't probably keep those. No, those are junk.
They're not cool.
No,
They're
I
not
don't
cool
think
like
so.
Commodore 64s and Amigas and
No,
all
right?
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's like a commodity. I mean, just like it's the same old thing. Like nothing's changed over the years. It's all
Right.
mostly Intel or AMD, but then Windows. Of course, there's Linux there too, and then Macs come around and got bigger, but it's just not as interesting to me.
Well, let's see. We've been chit-chatting for quite some time. Is there
Yep.
anything that, before we wrap it up, that you would like to say to the audience?
I would like to say, who's the audience? CityXen?
CityXen, everybody that watches CityXen,
CityXen, yeah.
or anybody on the internet.
Anybody on the internet? Wow, that's kind of a big thing. I don't know anything I want to say to people. Just be nice to one another.
Yeah.
That's one thing about right now is everybody's the world is not in a good place right now.
Everybody just needs to be cool.
Yeah, everybody needs to be. Everybody's out there trying to survive, and
Yeah.
there's no reason to be. We should be like a team on. Trying to help each other live and fulfill things. I don't know. Just we're all here doing the same thing. We're all the same. Why can't we be cooperative? You know, there's no reason to be
Right.
against each other and try to hurt each other and all that kind of stuff. Just be nice to each other.
Like Bill and
Just
Ted.
be nice.
Be
Yeah.
excellent to each other.
Excellent to each other. Exactly.
Excellent. Okay. So I thank you so much. Again, your YouTube channel is RetroTech Dan,
Yes.
and we expect to see videos.
Expect more. Yeah. People have been expecting to see more videos for a few years now. So
Okay, we'll just
yeah.
keep expecting it then. That's cool.
Yeah, just keep expecting. I will. I know I'll put more out there. It will happen.
Yeah, but it is hard. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining me
All right.
today. Thank you
You're
to
welcome.
our
Thanks for having me.
patrons. Thank you for watching. And we will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, everybody. If you want to talk one-on-one with me, please send me an email at media@cityxen.net. I would love to talk to you.
Returning control to viewer.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our zany hijinks. And be sure to check out all the other vintage computer-related videos on our channel, right here on CityXen.
Paid for by Citizen for an 8-bit Navarro.